All right, got a news flash for you. Criminals steal stuff in Thousand Trails, Orlando, early this morning between the hours of 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. and they even stole a car. Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of RV Tips and Trips. All right, so today is December 17, and early this morning there was a situation that occurred at Thousand Trails, Orlando. This is the information that I've gathered so far. They, somewhere between 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock this morning, bicycles were stolen and cars were raided through at various campsites. And there was even a car stolen. Someone saw the car speed off about 4 o'clock in the morning going through the Thousand Trails campground. So I don't know exactly where in the park all this occurred. We think that we had an item stolen out of our truck, a tablet actually, sitting on the center compartment. A lot of times I don't lock my truck when we are in our campsite, and don't tend to lock the basement doors a lot. So we're missing a tablet, and that happened, we believe, in Orlando. Kind of discouraging to hear these kinds of things. But when you are in RV parks that are near large cities, and Thousand Trails, Orlando is not very far from Disneyland, and so there's a high density of population. People may actually enter in the park and do bad things. So even if you got security, there's at Orlando, there's always someone at the gate to let people in. But there's other ways of getting into the park without going through the gate. So it sounds like, or it looks like, people came into the park on foot, stole a couple of bicycles, and went around the park, finding cars that were open and ransacking them, taking whatever they wanted. They broke a window on one vehicle, and then they stole a car. And that's the car that somebody saw speed off about 4 o'clock in the morning. So you got to really watch out. So what you really need to do is, like, we got bicycles. I always lock them with the lock, and I lock them to the fifth wheel, one of the legs. So, and then the two bikes I stack together, and actually because the locks will go around both bikes. I put the locks around, so both locks around the bikes to secure them in place. So what do you think we can do to minimize the risk? Lock everything down. Make sure your basement doors on your fifth wheel or your RV are locked. I don't care, it doesn't matter where you are, Thousand Trails Park or any other RV park. You're going to have to take some steps to make sure that everything is secure. Turn on your outside lights and leave them on all night. Criminals don't like lights. They don't want to be seen as to what they're doing. With Thomas, it might be a little difficult for somebody to actually make off with stuff, because he barks at the drop of a hat, so we would hear about it. But with the bikes being secured to the fifth wheel, we would hear any noise from inside, because they're stored right at the front of the RV, and that's where our bedroom is, and we would hear the noise. So lighting would be a good thing to have. Leave your porch light on, and make everything secure, and make sure that your car or your truck is also locked. So I've been a little careless about that, and like I said, we lost a tablet as a result. And that's about all that you can do. Just take some precautions. these things are going to happen, and all we can do is try and minimize that. So even if Thousand Trails were to beef up their security with, let's say, a person making the rounds all around the park, they're still probably not going to be able to stop things like that from occurring. So just be aware, especially in the more congested areas like Thousand Trails, Orlando, that you are a little more diligent in securing things to make sure that things don't disappear. It's a shame. I don't blame Thousand Trails though. Nothing they could do about it. It can happen at any RV park. So if you do hear these stories about that, I wouldn't let it stop you from going to Thousand Trails Orlando. We were there recently. Like I said, may have lost our tablet there out of the truck where it got left in the center compartment. Didn't realize it was missing until recently. So, but what can you do? So this is what we're going to do from now on. We're going to leave the outside lights on the rig. Probably get some motion sensor lights too. That may help. Put them high enough where they're just out of reach. Would be a good idea. Now, if you can get, if you can afford it, remote cameras to put on the outside of your rig, that would be also a good way of deterring criminal activity around your rig. All right, that's it for today. So if you got any questions or comments, put them in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer any of your questions. So, all right, until next time, happy camping. Bye now. Thomas says thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share. Until next time, happy camping.